Art says park review ever. Oh, all right, done.
Thanks
You got it,
for
right? Thanks for running. Yeah, thank you. Six Flags Great Adventure. No, don't turn it off. Don't turn it off. The park review we should have done, because we know it so well, but have avoided for almost 4 years already.
I know. You would have thought this would have been the first one.
It would have made sense, but it just didn't interest us.
Yeah.
Is the thing. We're just so tired of thinking about this place. But let's do it. We actually recently received a message from someone who apparently is a fan. Thank you. Thanks for listening. And who actually was asking us some advice. Should we give the name out?
Connor?
Hello, Connor.
Connor Strom? Maybe?
Connor-
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Connor Strom.
Sorry, Connor.
So Connor Strom wanted to know, he's going to Great Adventure for the first time. And he wanted to get our advice on, I guess, how to approach the park. You know, the best rides there, and I guess where to eat, and that sort of thing. And so I know it certainly got me thinking right away, like, just like that.
Yeah.
I guess it's time. I guess we should just do the full park review for Great Adventure. So, here we go. What are the categories? And don't worry, Connor, we will get to, as we go through the review, we'll also kind of give some tips. We'll give our personal, thanks for writing, pro tips about the park that, honestly, we do know better than any other major park. It's our home park, whether we like it or not. You may already have gotten a written response from us, though, too. I don't know, the way this whole timeline thing works here. I never know for sure.
The way time works?
Yeah, I'm never quite sure how we do these episodes. By the time, you may have already gone by the time you hear this, but you'll get something kind of response. Don't worry. Oh, hey, and yes, Coaster Cat's back on this one.
Hi.
She's here. She's been to this park many times as well. Also, her home park, of course. She lives right where we all live.
Literally same apartment as some of me.
Literally the same place as half of the main cast of the show. Yeah, how do we do these?
The categories are, we got layout, theme, food, rides.
All right. Well, Great Adventure is not the largest park. Despite all the crazy action-packed rides that it possesses, they're all packed in a pretty small footprint. Not that it feels that tiny when you're in it, but it's not that large either, though. It's kind of a long line.
Yeah, it's one big strip.
Yeah, so it's kind of...
So it's kind of a crap layout.
You'd say that's crappy? I mean, it's okay.
It's just so much walking to get from one place to another.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing about that park is that you're going to do a lot of doubling back.
Yeah, that's what I really don't like.
It's a lot of back and forth across a long stretch. It's like one giant midway, almost.
Yeah.
The main park. All right, so you think that's really not good?
I don't particularly care for that.
All right, it's far from the double loop, the classic double loop design. No hub and spoke, nothing like that. It's really one long line with offshoots, and then over the years the offshoots got worse as they added more things.
At least one building where it shouldn't be.
At least one. Yes, I know what you're referring to. I know what you're thinking. That's true. That does crap it up a lot. It's one long line, one big midway, but they blocked it at one point, and they force you to go around.
Yeah, it's weird.
That main midway.
I don't know why they did that.
Really weird. They put actually, I think they blocked it when they put in Jumpin' Jack Flash. A really weird ride reference, an old flat ride they had only for a few years.
What was that? Who made that?
It was a Huss Jump.
Oh, Huss.
I think maybe a Huss Jump 2, even. It may have been. Something like that. And, yeah, it didn't last very long. It hardly ever operated. I only rode it once. I took that out, and then they put a game in on the other side of where that ride was. The game may have been put in after the ride, where the ride was still there. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But then it was just a game. Was it always paintball? It may have always been the paintball, or it may have just been another kind of game. Then it became paintball. I think it had even a third use at some point, and then now it's just closed. It's just a dead building, but it blocks the way you really want to go.
Yeah. So you have to go either right or left to go around it, but not just around the building. You have to go like either down by the water, or you have to go up into the
You
boardwalk.
have to go into like another land. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to go into another land and walk. It's like a good 5-minute walk
It's ridiculous
to get around
it's-
it. Yeah, or walk through an arcade, which is what
Yeah.
we do most of the time. So that's stupid. Yeah, a ton of dead ends. All right, it's a shit layout.
Yeah, I'm not into that layout.
You know,
It's not.
the saving grace is the park's not that big, so you're not walking like a mile down a dead end and then back. But it still sucks.
Yeah, you got the boardwalk dead end. You got the Golden Kingdom dead end.
Oh, that I forgot about that. The Golden
There's
Kingdom,
so
they
many
totally
dead ends.
screwed up.
It's terrible.
It used to be you used to be able to make a loop around Golden Kingdom, and then they
Yeah.
blocked that off
Yeah.
where the old tiger exhibit was, and now that's a dead end. It's a dead end on top of a dead end. You have to go down the boardwalk dead end
That's right.
to then reach the Golden Kingdom dead end,
That's so weird.
a second offshoot dead end. Oh yeah, you know what? Now you get me riled up. Yeah, that layout's worse than I thought.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
It's just because you know it so well and it is so small. It's easy for you to navigate, but
Yes,
like
you're
for
right.
somebody new coming in,
You're absolutely right.
it is a shit layout.
No, it is.
This year it actually got a teensy bit better with them reopening the old Enchanted Forest, wherever that was.
No, you're thinking of Old Country.
Old Country, yeah.
Yes.
They at least opened that up so you can sort of make a tiny loop over there.
I hate to tell you, they didn't.
What do you mean?
That was like, I think they only have that gate open when they have a group in the picnic pavilion,
Oh, really?
so they can access it that way. Otherwise, that gate's
Oh.
closed.
All right.
So actually, they didn't. That's another dead end. You have to loop around Movie Town and into the new Metropolis.
That's how you have to. Oh,
Yep.
my God. Get to the new. Right.
Yep. Not even an official loop there.
He's shaking his head. And
Yeah.
I'm nodding because we were just there, and I was like, "Let's go through that loop," and then we couldn't.
Yeah, that's a dead end. The down by Nitro and the Rapids, that's a dead end.
Oh, yeah.
The kids area over there, it's all bad.
All right, so it's nothing but dead ends actually.
Yeah, it's a dead end park.
The only loop you can do is around the Frontier Adventures. You can go around the fort.
Oh,
You
okay.
can pass Medusa, and then you can loop back around through El Toro and the Plaza del Carnaval. So you can still loop around that end of the park, but the other extreme end, and then also the whole middle is just all dead ends. So yeah, that is pretty bad.
So, how many? What are we doing?
So how many dead ends?
How many dead ends do you want to give the layout?
What's the scale? Remind me.
Well, it's supposed to be 6
It's 1 to 6
for Six Flags.
based on Six Flags.
Yeah, that's what we initially set up.
So this is like a 2. 1.
2, 1.
Is it kind of is it the worst it could possibly? No. I mean it's again because it's not the largest park. It's not like a Magic Mountain sized park.
Yeah, it kind of helps that it's small.
It could still be worse, I suppose. So,
Not much though.
but not much. So it's like a 2.
You need some, a little reference. Like we gave Six Flags New England a 2.
Oh, we gave that a 2. Hey, all right, but oddly enough, they're very similar. That's also kind of like a short, stubby little midway Main Street.
Oh, okay.
And then like it's left and right is like the main way to go.
Okay.
I feel
so
like that has
very similar.
more offshoots. This is a little
New
more
England more offshoots.
like little short nubby ones. They're still not very far to walk.
Because New England's even smaller. Yeah, Great Adventure bigger than New England. It's a larger park. No, New England though, like you can go into the western Crackaxle Canyon, and that does loop around Goliath.
Not much.
I feel like it's almost better. I think Great Adventure's like worse than that. And you know what? I want to rank them even lower than New England because it's like they've gone out of their way to make it worse. Where they had a couple of loops, like Golden Kingdom we talked about,
Yeah.
and Old Country into Movie Town, and they've screwed those up. It's like they want to make it worse for you.
So what, 1.5?
So it's like 1.5.
Or a 1?
It's like a 1. It's like a 1 dead end. It's just one big dead end.
So we're giving it a 1. All right.
Are you okay with that?
Or-
I
are
think
we in agreement,
It should
or-
be a 2.
You think it should be a 2?
Yeah, it's
You want to compromise at 1.5?
Fine.
Yeah,
Fine.
we'll have to go 1.5. There you go, Grand
Do I
Chair.
even, as a guest host, do I even get a
Yeah,
vote?
sure, you get a
Of
vote.
course.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no official rules for that.
Okay.
Theme?
0? Is that, does it start at, is it 1 to 6 or is it
okay.
0?
Well, what are you thinking when you say that?
What theme is there? There's,
Well,
so
the rides
there's movie
are
land.
individually themed.
Oh, well, are we going for park or are we going for rides?
Well,
How does
it
this
all,
work?
It all builds to the overall part.
All right, you guys talk first and then I'll interject.
Okay. You like it that way better.
Well, they've taken out theming over. They used to have actually good theming, but they've destroyed it over the years.
They've had better theme. That's sort of a general Six Flags thing,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
it's just the previous eras. The Warner Brothers era actually had a lot of good theming. Premiere continued it, and then it's gone off. It's trailed off a lot
Yeah.
lately.
Yeah, because the
This is sort
Golden
of-
Kingdom thing is like
That when that first opened, that was beautiful.
that was great. Now it's really
Yeah, you guys said Golden Kingdom. I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
oh,
So
that's
there's
where
that.
Kingda Ka is.
I understand that now from where you were talking about the dead ends, but I didn't understand that there was a theme there. And you know,
Okay.
yeah, you wouldn't know now.
yeah.
There was a
It's
theme
like-
there?
There's still a sign.
It's really vague.
when you know. Well, that's messed up too. When they cut off the tiger exhibit area, Golden Kingdom's really split into two areas that don't connect. There's like the pathway down to Kingda Ka and the drop tower, and then there's the midway where there's food and there's an antique photo
Right.
for some reason in Golden Kingdom.
I never realized that.
That's
yeah.
also Golden Kingdom. That was originally a Frontier Adventures sign, archway that you walk underneath the sign, and then they just plastered Golden Kingdom over that.
That's so bad.
So it's really still kind of a Western town, but it's like that's supposed to be part of Golden Kingdom.
I remember when it was a Western town and
Yeah.
it felt fun and Western and themed. Now it just seems very mishmashy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
it totally is.
And yeah, they took out the giant teepee and the wagon and
Oh, that was
about
some of the
those.
great stuff in Frontier Adventures. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they've just done almost nothing but remove
I forgot about those.
theme over the years, or at least they'll give an individual ride theming, but the other stuff just out in the park in the lands, they've like removed a lot of that over
Yeah.
the years. That's sad.
Well, Great Adventure is an interesting place. It's very unique. It started independently, and one of the things that always stuck with me, anytime I read about the history, was one of the original themes was it was just the idea that everything was supposed to be larger than life. So it wasn't necessarily all that. Besides the Western town, everything else was just sort of mishmash. It was just a fantasy forest,
Yeah.
basically. But everything was supposed to be larger than life. So it was the larger than life teepee, the larger than life Conestoga wagon, the giant fort, the giant ice cream sundae. I was like, it's like a palace built out of ice cream,
Yeah, yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And then the giant. It's supposed to be a gingerbread house.
What's supposed to be gingerbread?
Oh, Granny's chicken.
That's actually Granny's fried chicken.
Yeah.
Really?
That's supposed to be a giant gingerbread house come to
I have
life.
to look at that a little differently next time. we're
Yeah, and I think that might have been about it. That's as far as they got. I know there was other things on the table that never got built because the place like started losing money immediately. I think, and never really became. Well, I don't know if it never was profitable at all, but it wasn't what it was supposed to be or what they thought it was going to be until Six Flags came in. And they still have the gingerbread, the original gingerbread fancy is now Granny's Fried Chicken, and is still there. The original Yum Yum Palace is now called Yum Yum Cafe, after it was called Great Character Cafe for many years, and they put the Yum Yum back, but they didn't. They forgot that it was Palace apparently, and it's Yum Yum Cafe. It was cheaper to only change part of the sign. They kept the cafe part of the sign.
Yeah.
And
That was the ice cream place.
That's the ice cream palace. That still looks pretty great, actually. They've rehabbed that a few times over the years, even in the Six Flags years.
yeah.
So that still looks pretty good. And the fort is still
Oh.
there. The fort's still there, and they've rehabbed that but now it's starting to look shabby again.
Yeah.
Maybe it was about 10 years ago they rehabbed it, but now it looks kind of crappy again.
With the Skyride and the mine train?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
Skyride station and also the Monterey Mine Train station.
And then they bulldozed the TP and the
But
wagon.
yeah, TP and wagon were both bulldozed.
What about
Unfortunately.
the carousel building? Is that supposed to be more?
It's like an offshoot
Part of the Yum Yum?
Yeah, it's like an
Okay.
offshoot of the ice cream
I was
palace. Yeah.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. that originally had like an ice cream dollop bloop, top.
Doesn't it still look a little ice creamy, kind of?
The sides do, but they had to redo the roof.
Okay.
The roof is now more of a traditional New England style, like I don't know what they call that.
And the like Batman the Ride, they really took a lot of that theming out.
Oh yeah,
The
actual junkyard.
He is currently missing his pants. There's a Batman outfit.
Well, that's
Just when you're getting off the ride, its pants are gone. I swear it had pants 2 trips ago, and last time we were there, no pants.
I thought it never had pants.
Did it never have pants?
if it ever
just had the
did.
shoes?
If it ever did, they've been gone for a long time.
I found it really odd last time that there were no pants.
I think it may have been.
I've ridden that. That was my favorite coaster before I met Be Cool, and I do not remember there being pants. There very well could have not been pants. I just never noticed. All right, whatever. No pants.
Yeah.
Batman
I
has
don't
no
know.
pants. I like it.
Yeah,
That's
I like it. I like it. Oh.
Oh, sorry.
but the theming on that ride is
It's gone down.
They cleaned up the junk.
they
the
cleaned
junk was
the
supposed
junk.
to be there.
I don't know if the fan really ever works anymore. There's no steam in the floor.
It's working this
There's-
year. The steam hasn't worked. Though.
They took out the cop car with the water and the
oh,
hydrant.
crashing into the fire hydrant.
The construction walls were supposed to be blocking all the junk and the cop car and everything. That's now just corrugated steel wall instead of building a better future. That's gone now.
Oh yeah.
It's really almost all gone. The theming.
Yeah, they do that a lot. That's what they do. Six Flags put something in, even if it's nice when it starts, it kind of gets crapped up as time goes on.
The Looney Tunes Seaport, I think, is kind of done, right?
There's still a section in the back there. I never walked back there.
That's like an abandoned theme park over there.
But it's like
it's really
half
weird.
the buildings have been torn down and
Yeah.
it's very strange. Theme is not what it used to be. Six Flags.
The new Justice League looks nice, but
How long will that last?
yeah.
That's the question. So where do we got to get the theme? I mean, it's okay.
No,
so
I want to give it a low rating. It's
so
bad.
I guess the
Again-
bottom line is it's a mishmash. There's some original, like real original 1974 opening year stuff that's there, and they do maintain it. And then there's also,
barely.
I mean, it's weird. There's like vestiges of every era that this park has been under. There's like a lot of Warner Brothers stuff that's sort of in shambles, but it's there in weird spots. And then there's the Premiere era stuff that's like some of the Golden Kingdom that you still can see when you walk towards Kingda Ka. It does look nice.
Yeah, Plaza del
hasn't-
Carnaval, I guess, is mostly intact.
Oh yeah, that looks really nice, especially at night. That area with the
The
lights
midway.
and everything. That does look nice. So, it's a mishmash. There's old, there's new, there's but none of it really comes together to make a nice final product.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, are we doing the park as a whole? Because if we're doing the park as a whole, it gets like the lowest rating. But if you're doing individual, teeny tiny, either rides or like the midway, like individual areas might get a higher rating than the park as a whole. But the park as a whole, not so great.
So, how many bulldoze teepees do we give this?
Well, again, if you want some reference, we gave Six Flags Over Texas 3.5.
Wow.
New England, we gave 4.
Oh shit!
What?
We must have been drunk by that point.
All right, so like 3.5, 4.
But then
3,
Michigan's
2.
Adventure, we gave like 1.5. It just doesn't really have
Because that
it.
has no theme.
Yeah.
This has theming.
And you still gave it 1.5. So this has to be like a 2.5, 3.
I'll say 3. 3 bulldozed teepees.
You go 3?
I'll go 3.
All right.
What, you don't like
You
it?
agree
I think it's a little generous, but okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You think this is worse than New England?
Again, are we
Like
going
the-
full park
worse
or are we
than
going
Over Texas?
areas?
Yeah, like,
I mean, Over
the-
Texas is equally the same kind of thing. It's like a mishmash of the original idea stuff. and-
Yeah, but a couple of sections I think
Oh.
were better.
Oh, you know
the,
what,
The
though?
Spanish section was
that
actually
was
really
beautiful.
nice.
That was legitimately nice.
and the Texas
All right, so 2. We'll go 2.
area, like the old South area and then the Texas area.
Okay.
Or whatever was antebellum. I forget the names of the lands. And even that area out by where Titan is was like really nice desert theme. It had some good stuff over there.
All right, you're right.
I did start at
Adventure-
0, so
We've
Yeah.
convinced you, yeah.
so like 1, 2.
I mean,
yeah,
like with Great Adventure, like
You gotta
the-
understand there is theme there. And
There is
like
some
you know,
theme
but it's all
there.
been destroyed. Like the Air Force Base theme is practically gone too. It's like they had stuff and it's destroyed.
the thing about Great Adventure.
That's
and
what pisses me off.
So it's sort of like we're back at the same point we were with the layout, where it's like, it maybe isn't or at some point in the past wasn't so terrible, but it's like they keep making it worse.
Yeah.
That's like go out of their way to make you not want to like this park. It is kind of weird. The
Yeah.
Great Adventure is this weird own thing. Yeah, you're right. The old Edwards Air Force Base.
Like, what happened to that?
That like, it never like officially went away, but it kind of did. It's yeah.
There's a Superman back there. Oh, why?
This is Superman. This is Golden Kingdom's entrance.
All right, so 1.
There's like a Twix ride now.
Yeah.
Twix Twister. The Huss Top Spin.
Yeah.
You know.
And I don't get why.
They never changed the name though. I think the parachutes are called Edwards Air Force Base Jump Tower Training Center.
I think that's the sign.
.com or whatever. It's like one of the longest names ever.
And I never understood why it was like a boardwalk theme that leads into an Air Force base.
Yeah.
That was always weird.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Don't they always build Air Forces on
Instead of like
Midway Boardwalk?
where the ocean should be is an Air Force
Yeah.
base instead.
Right.
The military
maybe it's leading the
paved
other
over the
way.
ocean. Oh, you mean the Air Force base leads into the? We're just experiencing it backwards.
Yeah.
We're walking in from the ocean.
Yeah,
Oh,
like you
okay.
start in the ocean and then you're walking in.
It's our fault. It's our mistake.
See?
Okay.
Six Flags is always right.
Yeah.
And then they have usual colonial entryway. So I don't-
Entry Main Street.
yeah, I think it needs more like a 1 or
Wow.
maybe a 2. I don't know.
You
That's
really don't like
It's
really
it.
not
worse than
good.
Michigan's Adventure.
You don't like the other new area they made recently, the Adventure Alley?
Oh yeah, that was something, huh?
I don't even know if that lasted. I haven't checked the
What are you talking about?
map and guide.
Yeah, exactly. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, really? What are you talking
It
about?
was literally just like 2 banners like hung in between the trees.
Yeah. For
And
when they
and then the banners I think fell, and then
But
they never put them
where?
back up.
when they put in Skyscreamer and the bumper cars.
It's in front
and
of-
the Dumbo ripoff
That
ride.
area in front of the Ferris wheel is technically, or they tried to pass it off as like a new land, like I don't know, 3 or 4 seasons ago.
What, like
when they put it into the
Scribbler?
Skyscreamer.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the tall swings.
Yeah, so there's like a Coke station and the swings and the Ferris wheel and a scribbler.
Yeah, they were trying to pretend
That's
that was,
an area.
yeah,
What?
exactly. It was always just like Fantasy Forest.
All right, so like 0.5.
and then.
Point 5.
That
That's
made
what
you
it
hate
gets.
it more. And then they actually tried to pass it off like it's Adventure Alley because there's new bumper cars and a tall swing.
Yeah, and
forgot about
movie Town is not Movie Town anymore. Really.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Batmanville. There's
just,
Batman
yeah.
the Ride,
Well-
there's Batman Dark Knight, and now there's the Justice League, which also has Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
It should be Batman Town. It's not different. It's
Well, they did it.
whatever.
It's Metropolis and Gotham City now combined.
Well, back
Just now,
there.
this year.
Okay.
But there's no longer anything else that's not DC. Because
I
Freefall, there was like it was supposed to be, Stuntman's Freefall,
Right. Oh, they took
And
that out
then
so long
the
ago.
water effect.
Oh, yeah, they shoot the shit.
That was kind of fun that they actually gave him like movie tie-in.
Oh
names.
yeah, well, was that Warner Brothers or is that Premiere?
That was Warner Brothers era
Warner Brothers,
when
okay.
they put that in initially.
Yeah, HBO Commissary.
Yeah, it was like a lot of good things happened at Great Adventure at different times, and that's the thing too. It's kind of funny about that park. It's like nothing ever happened at the same time. I don't think it's really any one year you can go back and say, well, that year the park was great. It was like almost perfect, and then they just crept it up since then. It's not like a Bush Williamsburg kind of thing. It's like
1997.
there never was a year 19 what?
97.
Oh, for Bush, yeah,
Yeah.
you know that. But there never was a time when it all came together. There was like, you can go back to a particular time when that area of the park was good, but but then there was some other area in the park that sucked already.
Yeah, and then like Nitro and the Rapids are in like Nowheresville.
That was Adventure Rivers.
Bad layout.
Yeah, right.
Like
Like there's no theme over there.
when they put that in, that was Adventure Rivers.
Yeah, but how does Nitro tie into that?
It never did. Well, that had already kind of gone by the wayside by the time they put that in.
So one bulldoze teepee is what this park really deserves.
So one, and that's what it had. It had one teepee, then they bulldozed it.
Yeah,
Are we really doing this? Are we gonna go 1.5 again? It's all 1.5s. Everything.
1.5.
I can be down with that.
I don't know.
I can
mean,
live with 1.5.
I'm down on it. Let's say 2.
Let's say 1.5.
I'm outvoted. All right.
I started with
I'll keep
0.
you outvoted.
Come
It can
on.
happen. We can go 1.5 if you both agree.
1.75.
1.75.
All right, there you go. Cut the difference. 1.75 bulldozed teepees. This is what I was always
Category?
afraid of. We were going to be hard on it
Yeah, I know.
because we just know it too
well.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Yeoman beer.
Next one is gonna be real quick. Food.
0.
Well-
No, that goes against our rules, right? It's got to be something.
We gave the other ones 1. The other Six Flags parks 1. And this falls in line with that. This is no better.
It's no better than the other Six Flags,
Well,
In
we,
fact-
we can
well-
talk about a recent experience.
Well, we
Yeah.
can. We were all there together. Yeah.
My chicken sandwich was really good. If I was basing it on the chicken sandwich, I would give it a 5.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It was that.
But-
No, come
but
on.
no,
You're
it was a really
overstating.
good chicken
It was that
sandwich.
good.
It was, I mean, like,
And compared to other
What's a
chicken
6?
sandwiches out there,
compared to other parks or compared to all chicken sandwiches on Earth?
I guess you're comparing to other parks, right?
So then I would
guess
totally give it a
so.
5. That's just literally the chicken sandwich.
Man, you and
If
Muffy.
you were, if you include
you
the
and
fries,
Muffy both. If we had her in here, she would be back with chicken tenders at Great America.
yeah, that's
remember?
right.
She
But-
still harps on those.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that being said, I had a bite of your hamburger, and if I based it on your hamburger, I would go negative 87. So
All right.
if you average those two out,
Yes.
it's like a negative 40 something.
Recent experience, yes. I must have lost my mind, and for some, I thought maybe we had some good food experiences at Six Flags in Great America, and the barbecue in general at Magic Mountain too was good. So I thought maybe, you know what? It's been so long. I'm gonna try Six Flags burger. What the fuck? Let's do it. And I really can say, really without a doubt, it was the worst burger I've ever eaten. Like I didn't. I mean,
You really mean that? You're not
in
just
all my
saying
years,
it.
yeah. I mean, at this point, it's in 2017.
Nothing was worse.
I can say this is the worst burger I've ever eaten.
Harvey's.
I think it was even worse than Harvey's.
Wow.
I was not. I'm still to this day, and it's only been a few weeks ago, but I'm not. I'm not. I can't be 100% sure that it was even cow. It was heinous.
Heinous.
It was an anus burger, yes.
Oh, boy.
But of what animal? Because it was not. I don't know that it was cow.
I affectionately use the term rat burger for a burger that's not necessarily bad, but not very good either. Just like a gritty burger, and it comes from the movie Demolition Man. I'll use that term, but almost because I kind of like it, because I eat it like Sylvester Stallone ate that rat burger in the movie, where it's like he finds out that it's gross, but he keeps going. And she's like, just big bites, just get it down.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's a burger that's like not a great quality burger, but like I just enjoy it because I can enjoy that sometimes.
Oh God. This is fantastic. You guys gotta try this.
Just don't ask where the meat comes from.
Hopsley, what's that supposed to mean?
Do you see any cows around here, Detective?
¿Qué es esta carne?
Esta carne es de rata.
Rat. This is a rat burger. Not bad. Matter of fact, it's the best burger I've had in years.
Gracias, señor.
Prego. See you later.
This was just a shit burger. This was like really disgusting. Someone in our group put it. It was like a hot dog and a hamburger were combined and made into something else. I thought my first impressions were it tasted almost like a sausage patty, which is a combination of a bunch of low quality meat, essentially.
But all of the things that you just named were kinds of food. This was not.
Yeah, it was really gross. You had a bite, yeah.
This was.
It was really gross.
One of the worst, probably the worst thing I have ever put in my mouth. This was. Really,
Oh, you're gonna go that far? I mean, I'm not gonna
Wow.
even try to go that far. I'm just gonna
No,
say
come
I'm not gonna think, but I'm gonna say it
One of
definitely. It was the worst burger I ever had, though. Yeah, it was
worst-
worse than Harvey's in Canada. It's worse
It's got who.
than any other fast food burger or any other theme park burger I can ever remember having. This was terrible.
This is so
Absolute
bad.
bottom of the barrel. And on top of it all, it was dry and overcooked.
And overpriced.
And overpriced,
overpriced.
of course. So yes, based on that, it can't be any better than a 1. Because, I mean, maybe the funnel cake, I'm sure, is still fine and stuff like that. And then you didn't get a good chicken sandwich there.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, great. They may have improved in a couple of areas, but overall, their food is still not great.
Yeah.
I reconfirmed it for myself with that burger. Big 1, a 1,
One bad burger.
one bad burger.
One bad burger. Even with my 5-star chicken sandwich, I am gonna go one bad burger also because that burger was bad enough to bring that chicken sandwich way down to the bottom.
Yeah, because the fact that they would even serve anything like that is just...
How do you? Yeah.
It's like, how do you do that?
Oh, you know what? And they took out Nathan's.
Oh,
That's a
right.
downgrade.
They had one good, it was an overpriced version of Nathan's, but still, and it wasn't full menu, but it was good.
But you can
for
get a
park.
Nathan's hot dog.
But
Yeah.
you knew what you were getting. You knew what kinds of animal were in it, if you care not to look on the internet.
Yeah.
But, like,
it
you
wasn't
knew.
Nathan's dog.
You
and
knew
could
it
get
was a
them
hot
there.
dog.
Yeah.
And they just took that out this year. So that downgraded it more.
Yeah.
So what, Panda Express is the only chain outside the park, like meal? I know they have Cold Stone ice cream.
Do they still have Johnny Rockets?
Oh, that's still a thing outside of parks, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ichiban,
you
is
can
that a
find
thing? That
There's a place called Ichiban, a Japanese grill.
That was oddly good. I'm upping my ante to 2 bad burgers.
What?
No, because I liked my bad Chinese food.
You did like, yeah, but you like mall Chinese. We've been
That
through this.
yes,
She has a thing about, yeah, she doesn't care for, she thinks that mall Chinese is okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It bothers me. I think it's subpar.
I'll go 1.5.
You appreciate
that
it,
burger
though.
was really bad.
Yeah, it's 1. We agreed, right? It's not any better than New England or
That's
North
the thing. I
America
feel like
or-
I can't give it a higher rating than any other Six Flags park.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right. I'll go 1.
Because they all have the same food.
If you go get
More
the
or
chicken
less.
sandwich.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Pro tip.
If you go get the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's one thing you can get. Best of the West. It's in the Frontier Adventure. In the, that
Do
section.
not expect your fries to be good. It is literally just the chicken sandwich. No, the fries were not terrible.
No, the fries were the other thing that was okay. There's an Italian thing
Yeah,
you
I was
never
about to
dared
say.
to try,
Right.
and that burger just made me never want to try it yet again.
Do they still have some Mexican? Or is
yeah.
it gone
There's
now?
some version of Mexican, but it's
There's-
brought to you by Ortega.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's
There
this
are-
cheap grocery store frozen shit.
Okay.
There's like 2 different Mexican places. There's one over by Batman, and then there's one on your way to, what do you guys keep calling it? The Golden
Oh.
Kingdom or some shit.
Well, no, that's Plaza del Carnaval.
Oh.
In front of El Toro.
Okay.
There's Mexican. Yeah, it's Mexican there.
Oh, actually, they have gyro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's-
Outside of
that's
Coaster
Golden
Candy. What's
Kingdom.
that place called?
Yeah, Coasters and Candy.
Yeah, but it's the food stand near there.
I think it's just called Gyro, right? Golden
Yeah,
Kingdom Gyro.
Oh, that's
Yeah, Golden
like
Kingdom
the name of the
Gyro, that's
place?
right.
Okay.
They do have that.
Yeah, I remember this last time there, I realized for the first time they actually have a lot of food in that park.
Like a lot of options.
You got if they still have the Mexican, they have the Mexican, they have Italian,
Right.
gyro, you can get burger, you can get cheesesteak, you can get Japanese and Chinese.
Yeah, Japanese and
You're wrong. You
Chinese.
can't get a burger.
You can get something
The
that's like a
barbecue.
burger. They have barbecue
You
best
get
of the
pulled
West.
pork.
They don't have brisket anymore, though. They got rid of the
Oh,
brisket,
yeah.
which I used to like.
But they actually have a lot of options.
And fish and chips
And they touch have fish and chips.
down
Where are
by
fish and
by Superman at the
Okay.
end of
It's,
the Air Force Base / boardwalk.
Okay.
It's not a sit down.
It's just a stand.
Yeah, it's a stand.
There's a lot of options.
A lot of stuff there,
Sure.
but like, it's not good though.
It's yeah.
Not good quality.
So I guess the chicken sandwich is the safest thing if you have to eat there. Otherwise, like
Or you can do. I know we mentioned this before. I think in the Over Texas review, you can get a pretzel, like a big soft pretzel, and get some of the sauces, and
yeah,
you could do that.
that's fun.
If you try the new Philly cheesesteak stand that replaced the Nathan's, please write in and let us know, because I'm curious.
I
And
can't even
we try
imagine
not
what
to eat
that
there.
what that meat tastes like.
It's gotta be a disaster. Yeah.
Well, if somebody's brave enough to try it, I want to know.
oh, you just want to know. Okay.
I
fair,
want to
fair
know.
enough. Fair enough.
Without spending $87 to get it
Yeah,
myself, I would like to know.
Yeah, I mean it's our home park, so we almost never eat there. That's the thing.
Right.
It was a special occasion. That's why we ate there. Normally we never do. We leave the park. All right, so there we go. We got one right.
Yeah, one.
One bad burger.
Okay, now the rides.
Yeah, boy.
The rides. This is
Well-
where this park shines.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is the only reason why we keep going back. I mean,
this place has some of the best rides out there.
some of the best rides ever made.
Yeah.
You know, thrill rides, of course. It's Six Flags. You know,
Yeah, well, they're about the coasters. They did just put in a dark ride for 17, which is nice.
which is
a good
also,
dark
which is
ride.
also very good.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, a lot
taken
of
by
fun.
itself. The only problem we have is that there's so many of them. But if you just isolate that and take it for what it is in Great Adventure, it's a great addition. Mm-hmm. You know, it works well, and it breaks your day up. It's nice.
As long as it works.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. We were there opening day, so had some opening day jitters. And they got a great lineup. The coasters. So, I mean, want to get everything else out of the way first real quick. I mean, water rides, they kind of lack. They got rid of their shoot-the-chutes. And they had 2 log flumes. They had both the classic Arrow log type, and then they had that soft boat, whatever they called those.
Jet boat or something.
Not quite that. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I didn't say it. Hydroflume. That's what it's called. The Arrow Hydro Flume. And they had each of those, but they got rid of their Hydro Flume years ago. That is now the station of that ride is now like a kids theater in what was Wiggles World for a couple of seasons, and now it's Safari Kids Adventures,
I don't even
something
know.
like that. So you just have the log flume now, the Sawmill log flume, and the Congo Rapids, former Roaring Rapids, that changed the name a long time ago, but they're bad. That's first gen Intamin Rapids that not much happens.
Yeah, like trough is too wide and
Yeah, not a lot happens. And the only kind of wet you do get is the wrong kind of wet.
yeah.
It's just the lower half wet.
Yeah.
They had a falls section at the end that hasn't worked since I can't remember anymore. A lot of years, and they like walled it off. The rafts don't even go near it anymore. So it's like a real subpar rapids, and then
The flume is like okay.
The flume's okay, though.
Yeah.
The flume's kind of fun.
so it's an okay flume is what it comes down to, and that's it. And then they'll shoot the chutes, and then flats. What do you got?
Teacups.
They have teacups. If
They
you
have
like that sort of thing.
teacups. They have bumper cars. They got
Scrambler.
They have a scrambler.
Scrambler.
They have the Sky Screamer, the tall swings.
Yeah.
But like one of the shortest ones of those.
Yes.
Out of any
Yeah,
Six Flags
yeah.
park.
And I still won't go on
It's
it.
only like 100 feet or so.
Yeah, those
They tell you that it's like 280 or something, but it's not.
totally not.
It's this Ferris wheel, giant wheel that goes back to
giant
opening
wheel.
year, and the carousel that goes back to opening year.
Jolly Roger.
Both of which have unique histories. Read about it. Jolly Roger, it's like a shitty Music Express kind of. It's like a second-rate Music Express.
Yeah, they got Pirate Ship and
Oh yeah, Pirate Ship.
Roundup.
Still have an old Roundup original opening year attraction
yeah.
too.
They actually have a bunch of flats there.
Right, a Dumbo ripoff. Jumbo.
Yeah.
It's not Dumbo, it's Jumbo.
Jumbo.
His ears are much smaller.
And they gave him smaller ears, so it doesn't look exactly like Dumbo,
Alright.
but it looks like a Dumbo.
They have Top Spin.
Yeah, that's the Twix
Yeah.
ride. They do have parachutes,
Still have the parachutes.
which is crazy, and not original to that park, which is weird. That was an original Six Flags chain thing. It went into the original 3,
And they're all gone,
and this is
right?
the only one left now
Yeah.
in the country. Not only that chain, but the country.
So they can never get rid of it.
Yeah, they really can. This one was the one from St. Louis, I believe.
Oh,
They
okay.
moved it to Great Adventure, and it's a good thing they did. It is kind of an icon in that park.
Yeah, actually is.
I do hate the color scheme though. It was so much better when it was just white and red. I don't like the orange, yellow, red thing they did. So weird piece of overall Six Flags history, but it's also kind of history for that park now because it's been there so long that anyone who goes to that park knows that ride.
They have a Skyway. That's
That's historic.
yeah.
World's Fair, the original 1964 New York World's Fair Sky Ride, operates at Great Adventure.
Now painted like M&Ms.
The cars are.
Yes.
The cars are. Well, I don't know. They had stopped using the original cars a long time ago. When I see pictures of it from the 64-5 World's Fair, they look nothing, I think, like the cars of today.
Oh,
Great
okay.
Adventure, or even since I remember Great Adventure. Unique because it's a double. There's like
Yeah, it's a big one.
Two complete rides, essentially. Two complete cables back and forth. Like two going one direction, two going the other direction. So that's neat.
Yeah.
So
They got rid of their train a long time ago.
Oh yeah, that's like before we were born. I think that's when I was gone. What else?
Tallest drop
They had
tower in the
anti-cars,
world?
Too, a
Oh,
million years ago,
anti-cars,
which I want to
yeah,
bring that
they're
up
all-
a million years ago, but those have been gone forever. And then drop tower, yeah,
Tallest drop tower in the world.
the tallest in the world. So I guess that's cool.
They got a bunch of kids
We reviewed it.
stuff.
It's like they do, oddly enough. I never think about it that way, but I would never think of this park as a good family park, but yet they do have like 3 separate kids areas, right? The National Park, Looney Tunes National Park, Looney Tunes Seaport / Safari Kids, that's sort of one area. And then they got rid of Golden Kingdom Kids. That was a kids area too.
Yeah, yeah.
At one point. I guess it's 2 then.
yeah.
3 if you want to separate Safari Kids from Seaport, but it's kind of one spot. But whatever. Houdini.
Oh, Houdini.
You know. So then that's sort of like an adventure ride. It's not a full dark ride adventure, but it kind of goes that way though. And now Justice League, so they kind of have 2 kind of dark ride adventure type things. Breaks your day up. It's not bad. There was periods in
Yeah.
their history when it was much worse.
Yeah.
When they had very few flat rides, almost none. and the ones they had would never be open when you went. So now they have a bunch, and they're pretty much always all open
Yeah, they are.
when you go.
Yeah.
So, all right, and then the coasters is what it's all about.
Yeah.
So we still haven't really impressed ourselves. Even it's like, why do we keep going back to Great Adventure? It's like it ain't the layout, it's not the food for sure. Theme is like all over the place, and then it's like even flats. It's I don't need to go there for a scrambler.
Right.
It's like fine and all that they have it, but I don't need to go there for that. The Skyride is my favorite, of that stuff. And then I do like Justice League. That is something that I will try to do every time I go now. That's a great ride. And even Houdini, like I can appreciate it for what it is, but like I don't do it very often. It gets to you after a while. It's just like, oh god, get this over with.
Oh, it's raining. Let's go do Houdini.
It's like a rain ride, if
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, Oh, they did have a simulator though that used to be a nice little thing to do. It's been gone for a long time. You look confused.
Yeah.
You forgot?
Oh,
the
yeah,
right
yeah,
stuff?
yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Mach
yeah.
1 Adventure?
That's been gone so long now. It's-
Yeah, right? I never cared for that ride, actually, but when they had SpongeBob
Yeah,
there
that's
for a
cool.
bunch of years, that was fun. That was a fun simulator. But
I'm
you're
guessing
giving me
that
a weird
was
look.
the years that I did not go.
Coaster Cat?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't think you ever probably saw that there.
Okay.
That was a nice breakup of your day there, though.
Yeah, that was good. Well, yeah, I mean,
But I
those-
guess Justice League is better. I'll take Justice League
Oh, yeah,
over
yeah.
that. I will take that.
those motion theaters are, they're never the best, but I'd rather have it than not have
Like
it.
the wide open
Yeah.
IMAX style motion theater.
Where you see all the seats moving in front of you. And,
Yeah, those have gone by the wayside, though. There's not really many of those left.
yeah.
I guess Kentucky Kingdom keeps one of those rocking.
Oof.
The weirdest thing ever, the Wizard of Oz
Oh, yeah.
motion ride
Very
that
strange.
we did. And then, oddly enough, Despicable Me. Universal keeps one of those style going where you see everybody else moving in the theater.
Very strange.
Yeah. All right, coasters, hit me.
That's why we go.
That's why we go. So why do we go?
Batman the Ride.
No, Skull Mountain.
Oh,
Best of all time, Skull Mountain, man.
So wait, we're starting at the shittiest thing.
We're doing alphabetical. I think What do you want? Why do we go? Nitro and El Toro.
Nitro and El Toro, yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, it's like
I also go for Batman. Let the record show.
okay.
Oh,
well-
Batman the Ride is incredible.
Well, no, we'll get to
still.
him, but it's like the best. We already called it as far as this show goes. It's our favorite wood coaster ever. It's like
Yeah.
number one wood, and we haven't done it yet. It's on our list to do soon. Of best hyper show, top 10 hypers, but it's arguably the very best hyper coaster ever made.
Yeah, I could see an argument for that.
For,
It's a great ride.
for that being number one.
Still delivers.
It's definitely top 5 no matter what, I think. But
Yes,
It's
yes.
arguably the best, and they're both in the same park. They literally anchor either end of that park.
Yeah.
One end, you got the El Toro, and then on the other end, you got Nitro.
And the people know it, too. There's always a line for both of those.
Yeah. I mean, even if they didn't have many other coasters, even if the rest were all just family rides or filler in between, just those two, what a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, everything else is kind of a bonus,
Yeah.
if you look at it that way.
And they are fun bonuses.
But, like,
I enjoy
yeah.
them very much.
Right, but
Yeah.
you got like Batman the Ride, which is a really great coaster.
Yeah.
Even if there are a lot of them out there, it's still great.
Always
no
that
matter
problem
what.
with us. Hard to get respect from us, but
My
it
original
is great.
favorite.
Your original,
My original favorite.
your original number one coaster before you met
Yes,
me and started
before-
going to more places,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
And Bizarro is still solid. I know we don't give that one a lot of respect
Another ride we
either,
don't give respect to, but
but it is very solid.
Medusa, now called Bizarro. It's-
I'm still going to call it Medusa, and that was
that's-
also an original love of mine.
It's very good.
It is very good.
I loved both of those before I ever knew, before El Toro or Nitro existed. So those are my original loves.
Yeah.
And the Runaway Mine Train is a really fun mine train.
It's a very good
is.
mine train.
It's so good.
Strangely enough, yes, it is one of the better ones, actually.
Even Skull Mountain. That was a really, last time I rode was one of the best rides on that ride, and that is not a new ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's a tip for you. Skull Mountain, ride in the back.
Yes.
Oh,
You
yes.
really need to. That first drop, I mean, it's a family coaster. It's not like a big drop or anything. It's not a big ride, but it's like you're almost standing up in the back seat on that first drop.
Yes,
It's
that-
kind of crazy.
I guess, yeah, we're not even, if anyone doesn't know Great Adventure, we're not even saying what these things are. I mean, El Toro is an Intamin wood. Nitro is a B&M hypercoaster. Batman the Ride, of course, is the B&M inverted model that bears that name in almost every Six Flags park. The ride that's now called Bizarro, that was formerly called Medusa, is actually the first ever B&M floorless coaster. Also a history-making ride, a milestone ride. Yeah, the Batman the Ride at Great Adventure was not the first. That goes to the one at Great America, which also is my favorite. I think the first one ended up being the best one.
It's strange. There's something about it.
Yeah,
It just seems a little better.
it just rides a little better. It seems to interact with the terrain a bit,
Yeah.
like the other ones don't. You know, Great Adventures is more typical. It's like the one at Magic Mountain and the one at St. Louis, and I'm sure almost every other one. Kind of just over a field of gravel.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a ride over a field of gravel, and but it is still what an intense, incredible ride. Monterey Mine Train is an original opening year 1974 for Great Adventure Arrow Mine Train, and it is one of the better ones. And it goes around that fort they have there,
Yeah.
which is fun.
Right over the water.
It doesn't make any sense why it's like a mine and a fort, but if you don't think about it, don't think about it, and it's
Don't
okay.
think about the theming. The
Yeah.
ride is good.
It's a fun ride though. Enzo finale over the water, very impressive. And then Skull Mountain is an Intamin indoor coaster. It's actually one of two. Great Adventure has two indoor coasters, oddly enough. But this one is the more unique of the two in terms of the layout of the and it's Little Intamin. Well, no, what's the sister ride? It's at La Ronde that has the same track and train system, but a different layout. And I actually that one's themed better.
Just
Dragon
the-
Mountain, Dragon something,
Dragon.
just Dragon.
Yeah.
That
It's
one
has like a medieval kind of theme to
Yeah.
it.
So Skull Mountain isn't much on the theme, which again we rated the whole park low on theme. It's like the rock work only is on the very front, and then the sides are warehouse, and that sort of thing. It's typical what you expect at a Six Flags park. But the ride is packs a little punch. That first drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all right. Another tip though, if you can help it, ride it at night, because there are holes in the building these days, and it's not totally dark anymore.
No, you can
Light gets
see
in.
a lot.
Light
kind
gets
of.
in. So you kind of have to get it at night if you want it completely dark.
But also, don't waste your night riding time on that. Go ride
Yeah,
Nitro.
Yeah.
because you want to talk night rides. Nitro, one of the best night rides out there.
Oh, yeah.
So you should, as far as a final ride, Nitro should be your last ride.
yeah.
If you plan on staying till dark and at the end of the night, plan on ending the day at Nitro.
Yeah, because it goes out away from the park into the woods.
Oh,
so there's nothing out
it's
there.
It's out in middle of nowhere. It's great.
And if you don't care about that, it is the most beautiful sunset ride you will ever have.
Yeah, it helped going to the park with you. I think I finally noticed that. I guess I never thought about it before. I guess the ride faces west. The majority, like the left hill and the first drop, at least, you face out because the sun's always setting directly in front of you.
Oh.
And if it's a nice night, you get the most beautiful sunset views out there.
There's
It
like a
really is
little-
something magical.
There's a little lake that you don't notice or can't see until you're up high, and it is just really beautiful
Yeah,
at sunset.
that is a great ride.
Yeah.
Plan on doing Nitro a lot, Connor. It's really good. But then also give equal time to El Toro, because El Toro is fucking awesome.
If you like feeling like you're going to fly out of your seat almost the entire time.
It's intimate. I mean, it's ejector air. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
As soon as you get comfortable, like, I don't know, 45 seconds in, all of a sudden it gets really crazy again.
The other, want to go the other dark ride is Dark Knight. Skip it. I mean, honestly, if there's one that would be one of the lower priorities, I'd say that would be it. Because
That's-
even the other family coasters, at least, are more unique, like Runaway Mine Train and Skull Mountain. This exact ride exists at Great America. Great America?
Yeah, Great America.
Great America, yeah. I forget it's even there because we don't do it there. We skip it. It's that same ride, but it's a mouse in a warehouse. Whatever. You could look up the pre-show online if you never saw it. I guess if you ever did it, you should try to do it. I'm not going to say you should try to do everything. If this is like your first time at the park and you're an enthusiast and it's your vacation, of course. But this should be a lower priority because at the actual ride, it's just a mouse. It's just the Mac mouse, the basic model that you've done before. But another ride inside if it does rain or anything. And then what else?
Green Lantern.
I'm gonna go get the other big B&M guys. Green Lantern is it's kind of funny. The post that started this whole thing was from Connor, whose home park is Kentucky Kingdom, as he told us.
Ah, yeah.
And so he's ridden this ride already. So this used to be at Kentucky Kingdom.
Okay.
Did you even know that?
No.
Toaster Cat? Yeah, I don't think we ever talked about that. It was called Chang. May or may not be racist. I'm not sure. It was a ride called Chang, though, and whatever. It's the giant B&M stand-up. It's okay. It's no Scream Machine. I wish they still had that ride.
Yeah.
The classic Arrow Mega Looper.
Green Lantern, I don't know. Unfortunately, it seems to get a little worse every time I ride it.
It's been really rough.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like it. It's very rough.
I kind of liked it the first time, and then like it gets worse every time I ride it too.
Yeah.
I think I said last time that I probably wouldn't ride it again.
So whatever. It's there though. And then the B&M Flyer, which is Superman Ultimate Flight.
Yeah. Off the shelf.
That's the off the shelf like original prototype, and there's a few of those out there in other Six Flags parks. Georgia has one. Great America has one.
Yep.
A lot of Great Adventure similar rides. Or at least Dark
Knight
just came
and
up.
Superman.
Yeah.
And they tore their Arrow Mega Looper out as well.
Yeah. That's okay. You know, it's fine. It's fun. That pretzel's great. Even
It is.
Even on the smaller scale prototype, it's still great. So.
But it's kind of just okay in the end overall.
The ride is just okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's King to Ka.
And then it's so
Which-
funny how you bring it up like that, but yeah,
Well,
I kind of
almost never do it.
I know where you're coming from. But,
I've actually only done it a handful of times.
I mean, it's
'Cause
it
it's-
literally eats all records.
Yeah.
The fastest, the tallest.
It was fastest and tallest roller coaster in the world when it opened. It's still the tallest. Speed record was beaten slightly, but in a way that I'm sure you don't even feel it. The additional 5 or 10 miles an hour, you're not gonna feel it at that speed. It's at that point, it's so fast.
Right.
And it's tallest fastest in the country still in the United States. That's never been beaten, and you know it's the gimmick. It's the ultimate gimmick ride. It's the
Yeah,
gimmick, but
yeah.
what a gimmick! Yeah, that's what you got to say about it.
Yeah.
So if you're going to that park and you have not been to Cedar Point, you got to go and do King Ka. You know, but it is a pain in the ass to get on.
Right.
You know, I guess the tip there would be first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And it actually is a really great ride. It's fun. It's quick, in my opinion.
It's a hell of a rush.
It's a hell of a rush. I enjoy it every time I go on. It's not something that you're gonna want to wait online for more than once in a day.
Right.
I've ridden it a couple times this season so far.
The ride always puts a smile on my face.
I think it was once last year, once this year,
Alright.
but yeah.
So I can't fault it for that.
I like it. It's a good ride.
And then they have Joker,
The Joker, okay.
the 40 free spin SNS ride.
I like.
Yeah,
we
it's
both like
good.
it, right? We
It
do
is
it a
good.
lot. You like it too, though, right?
It's very intense.
It's intense.
When we went to New England and rode theirs, I discovered, at least for me, I can't do it more than twice in a day because
Okay.
it's gonna kill me otherwise.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
I do agree with what you said that it rides more like a flat ride than a coaster.
Yeah,
It does feel that way.
it's like the best flat ride in the park.
And then, what about the safari?
Now, what about it?
Is it a ride, or do you count it separate? And do you want to give like
mean,
a bonus point
It's
or
just
something?
a whole other thing. It's just another attraction that this park has that's totally unique. No other Six Flags park has it. I don't know if any other amusement park has anything like this anymore.
Oh no, Busch Tampa still has something.
Okay, so the closest thing to this would be like Busch Tampa, with like walkthroughs and a train
Yeah,
that you can see a lot of it.
and then Animal Kingdom.
And then Animal Kingdom. Well, the way the safari is now, it used to be a drive-through safari. They closed that off. Now it's a in-the-park ride where you get on the Jeep and do an actual safari tour.
Off-road adventure.
The official name, yes, the Safari Off-Road Adventure. Closest thing to that is Kilimanjaro Safari at Animal Kingdom. We reviewed this on the show. I think the Great Adventures is better. You see more animals. It's like every time on Great Adventures, you get more out of it.
It's really weird.
That is really weird. And everyone that I've ridden Great Adventures with has come out and think the same way. That it's better than Kilimanjaro at Animal Kingdom.
I could talk a little while about the stop in the middle. Camp Adventurer.
Cap Adventura.
Okay.
What about it? I don't know.
I don't know, well, there's.
I know
a
you
weird-
like it.
There was a weird little stop in the middle. You could get off if you wanted to, but you did not have to, and you could walk around. And they had a couple of birds and like a sloth and I don't know, weird things in cages, and there
There's
was
an
some,
anteater there.
yeah, there was a
Weird
bunch
creatures.
of it was like
Weird.
a goat that was like eating the new fence.
Yeah, a whole bunch of goats.
Brand new fence. The goat totally had like a nice big chunk taken out of it already. Some weird fluffy chickens. What were those called?
Oh, the furry chickens. Yeah, chickens with hair
They were
Oh, those
so,
are great.
So fluffy.
instead of feathers.
a
Chickens with fur.
Be Cool pet a blue-tongued skink. Right?
A skank. I pet a skank. Yes.
With one with a blue tongue. She
Blue
must have
tongue?
just had an icy or something. I don't know. And they also offer, for an upcharge, of course, you can feed the giraffes, which we did, and it was amazing.
Yeah, you're like that. The giraffe
really
feeding.
liked-
Giraffe feeding was actually kind of cool. I
We,
had
we
never.
also accidentally got like a special experience with it. We were the first on lines because we didn't care too much about walking around and seeing the other animals. So we waited we were the first people waiting, and so they let us in first, and they kind of held the rest of the people back for a minute. I don't know why. So it was just the two of us and a bunch of giraffes,
Oh.
and they give you a sugar cone filled with slices, little like French fry sized pieces of sweet potato, raw sweet potato. And you got to feed the giraffes, and it was really, really cool. They stick their weird cat-like texture-wise tongues, but long and pointy and almost hand-like. And they steal the sweet potatoes from you, and
They wrap it
don't-
around.
yeah,
Tongue wraps
yeah,
around
they grab it
each,
like a
each
hand.
slice, and or you know, whatever you want to call it, each fry essentially, and then they just whoop, goes right in their mouth, and
And like so quick.
then the
Like,
tongue
there's
comes
no
back out
chewing.
immediately. Yeah, it's like they don't chew; it's like tongue comes right back out. Like next one.
Yeah.
That was a fun experience.
Yes.
And that is, that is a thing. It's like it's almost like another whole thing. Even if you don't really care about roller coasters and rides, it's like there is that safari. Of course, you do have to enter the main park to get to it, so you do have to pay for the whole thing. It is neat, and there's like there's a heavy charm factor to that. It's like better than a lot of zoos that you go to in your life and around wherever you live, and you can go to this park, Great Adventure, and you can get this experience.
But it's gonna eat up an hour or two or three.
Oh yeah, talking to someone who's going there like later this year, and it's their first time. Like I don't even know how to talk about that. Like it's like obviously this guy is an enthusiast. He listens to us, and he's about that. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'd say if you can only do one day in the park, then you're not doing the safari. It closes early,
Yeah, it's gonna be really
and
hard
it
to get that
always
in.
has a long line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
another thing that you would have to do first thing when you get there.
You gotta do it
It's-
first thing,
There's
yeah.
choices to be made if you're
But
just
if you-
going one day.
But if you do it, then you're losing out on a ton of coaster time, and
And they have a lot of coasters. It's tough.
and you have,
And they're awesome coasters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like if you only have one day to spare, you got to make that choice. If you're an enthusiast, I'd say it's your first time. Safari may have to wait till second time. Otherwise, you got to do more than one day, which is weird to think. We don't think about this, but it's
Yeah.
like if you're vacationing, it's like Great Adventure's like maybe not 2 days, maybe a day and a half. It's like a day and a half park. You need 2 mornings. Is what
Yeah.
it comes down to. You need the
Yeah,
2
you
mornings. The
kinda
one to
do.
do like Kingda Ka, and then they run over to Justice League, and then the other morning to do the safari. If you really want to do that. But where do we rank that? How do we rank that?
I mean, I want to give. If you want to throw that in with the rides, I want to give the whole ride collection a full 6.
So this is like a perfect score. It's like
I agree.
because the rides are so great as they are, and then also safari
they have 2 of the best rides ever, plus all the other great stuff.
and the safari.
World's tallest drop tower, and the safari, and they actually have a bunch of flats.
And they do have a bunch. Houdini, Justice League, Dark
They
Ride
actually have a
Adventures.
Dark Ride Adventure
that are
now.
both unique to each other too.
Yeah.
Very different experiences.
You gotta hand it to them.
And water rides aren't great, but they're there. I mean, they still have. It's a classic Intamin Rapids ride if you care about that sort of thing. And the log flume is still really good, and a historic World's Fair Sky Ride. So
I'm giving this 6 sky rides.
Sky Rides,
No, 6 coasters.
it's nitros. Come on,
I'm giving it 6 nitros.
how many nitros does it get?
I'm giving it 6 nitros and 6 El Toros, so 12 coasters.
Yeah, I feel like I want to give it like a bonus for the
Right?
safari.
It's
I
like
want to give it
6
like 7.
You know what? We did.
Six for
we did it.
rides,
We rated
plus-
it so harsh. Yeah.
6 for rides plus another. Give it a safari bonus.
Yeah, I kind of
You know
want to
what?
do that.
I'm in with that too.
All right.
You know what? We'll give it 7. It gets a 6 or 6 plus 1. You can't say it's 6 flags plus 1 bonus flag. It's 7, of course, but yeah. I mean, yes, it gets 7.
Yay, math.
7 on rides. It broke the meter, the flagometer.
The
It
flagometer.
broke our rating system. Unbelievable.
But that's okay because it gets a 1 in food.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to say. We were so harsh on everything else that we should do this.
Yeah. Okay. So final.
What's the final?
tally now? Is 1.5 for layout,
Wow.
1.75 for theme, 1 for food,
Yeah, okay.
and then a 7 for the rides. Okay, so this gets an 11.25 out of 24.
Wow. Great Adventure.
Of the reviews that we've done, it's the second highest.
Wow. To Knoebels?
Knoebels got a 17.
All right. We'll have to revisit that one day. We were drunk. We were
Yeah.
high. We were high or something.
Kind of
wood
went a
coaster
little
ever.
overboard on Knoebels.
But you, yeah.
That has my number 1 wood coaster. Sorry, folks, it's Twister.
Oh,
She loves
big Twister fan. Okay. So, yeah, just to put it a little bit in context, we gave Six Flags New England a 10.5, Lake Compounce an 11.5, Knoebels a 17, Six Flags Over Texas 11, Michigan's Adventure 8.5, and now Six Flags Great Adventure 11.25. We are really harsh in these parks
We are.
because it's all out of 24.
But wait a minute.
No one's even coming that close.
You said, did you say Lake Compounce was what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Lake Compounce we gave an 11.5 total. So Great Adventure's actually ranked 3rd for us so far.
I didn't have a problem with Knoebels, but I don't know. Lake Compounce, better than Great Adventure?
It's got
I
that
don't know.
nighttime boulder dash.
What are we doing?
This is all bullshit. This is just,
Something's
Don't
wrong.
worry about the numbers. We're just here to talk about stuff. It's okay.
Okay.
The number is just, I don't know why we even do that.
What's in a number?
Right.
Well, you have to. That's what people do.
Yeah, that's
That's why we start doing top 10 shows.
Yeah.
That's what people do. All right. 11.25. Sure.
Closing thoughts? Closing arguments?
Go to Great Adventure and ride Nitro. And El Toro.
yeah, I guess
if you
that-
like that sort of thing.
Yeah. It is all about the rides for sure. And but that is the thing, if it's not your home park like it is for us, it is a must go to place.
We've said it before. It's sort of co-flagship in the Six Flags chain with Magic Mountain.
It is, and it's got an impressive collection of rides, and it's still a Six Flags park in every way, and the service and the food and that shit is not any better than any other Six Flags park. In fact, I sometimes think some of it's a little worse than some of the other ones, but it has incredible rides, and it's a must do.
It definitely is, yeah. The water park is separate, though, right?
We're burgers separate there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which it also shares with Magic Mountain. I guess that kind of makes sense. The two co-flagships they thought were good enough to have a separate gated water park. They didn't need to throw the water park into the main park to sweeten the pot. 'Cause
Right.
They can stand alone, just the rides.
Yeah. So if you want to go to the water park, you gotta pay extra.
Although if you do spend the day at the water park for just an extra $19.99, you can go to the real park after 6 p.m.
Oh, okay. It's a good tip. Worst parking lot in the business.
Oh yeah,
Still.
it really is.
There's like garbage there when you get there.
That might be the only park where that's true. But it's
Yeah.
garbage when you get in the morning.
It's kind of neat that it's in the woods. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's not right off the highway or right, by a major city or something. It's
that's
very isolated,
That's great.
which is kind of neat.
A lake to the backside of the park, natural lake, and then just woods on the other side of that lake. That is true. You don't see any outside world, I guess, with the exception of Kingda Ka and the Zumanjaro, where you can see beyond, But the stuff is kind of far, so it's like you can't make it out. None of that like McDonald's on the corner that you can see from certain rides that you get at a lot of parks. None of that kind of thing, which is interesting. Yeah. The parking lot's the biggest problem. There's too many rides on the parking lot, though,
Yeah.
where you can see the parking lot from. But no other outside businesses. Yeah, it is in the middle of the woods. I guess that's it. I'm glad we finally did it. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Wasn't as painful to think about the place that I go to too many times. But
Yeah.
it's the park we love to hate here.
Yeah, kind of.
Or hate to love.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
Love.
Oh, man. Fucking Great Adventure. Six Flags Great Adventure.
Thanks for riding.
Great adventure where you're part of the fun. There's something for everyone. Rides that excite, safari drives that delight. one price buys it all. At Great Adventure, where you're part of the fun. So pack up the family and come. You can relax, you can eat, and see incredible feats. Have a time you'll never forget. A place you'll always remember. Great Adventure, where you're part of the fun.
Open weekends in April, daily starting May 1st.